Stand up and shout, folks. I was going to do another song, but then I changed it at the last minute. But hey, coming to you live from an undisclosed bunker in Oregon. How you guys doing? And hey, thanks, Wake Up Part 2 there. Thanks for, putting the shout out there. And the title today, I was watching a old Reagan video, and, it's pretty long, 30 minutes or whatever, but it really made me think, what has changed since 1968, really? I mean, the politicians keep saying the same shit and nothing gets done. And, it's time for bold action. Oh, let me check the chat here. Hang on one second, guys. I was trying to get prepared. Hey, Patriots, Patriot. And, of course, Wake Up Part 2. Hope you got the wrench. Judith Donnelly. King James. Man, that's what lit me off last night. What a great commentary last night. And I was thinking about that tonight when I was driving was, why does it take a Canadian to kick us Americans in the ass? I mean, that was brilliant. That was just freaking awesome. Okay. Angel Cotitas here. Patriots, Patriot. You watch the whole thing. Great. I hope you got something out of that. But let's roll. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, let's get some stuff done instead of talking about rainbows and unicorns and cheese puffs and stuff. So let me post that link in there. So I just thought it was a really, after watching King James, or watching Awake's feed last night with King James, holy crap, man, that was like lit a fire under my ass. Yeah, no, I don't censor people in chat either. And hey, if do you have a wrench or Wake Up? I set up you and Mouthpiece Media, and I think Blue Jay Outpost to have wrenches. So maybe I did it wrong. I don't know. We'll check. But yeah, right. Don't be a pussy. Right. It may get vulgar tonight because yes, King James is a wise man, and he's a Canadian, and he's more concerned about my country than he is about his country. So, hang on a second. Hey, Snafu, welcome in. Let's do this. Okay, Wake Up's going to come up. All right, let's go add to stream. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, cellmate?
Good. Hey, there's Mouthpiece Media there. Thanks for showing up, buddy. He's probably driving right now, but yeah, I mean that man, what King James said last night really lit a fire under my ass last night.
It did me as well.
Holy crap!
And it really sucks when we got to hear it from a Canadian to actually light that fire.
I agree.
King James, come up. You are quite an inspirational talker. Born leadership qualities there, definitely.
Yep, absolutely. And that, I mean, literally, that really, it kind of ticked me off that there's not more Americans that will stand up and say what he said last night. And he doesn't even live in this country. So,
we're here for action. We're here for action, Bill.
And we're also here to kick each other in the butt, and say, hey, no, don't give up, kind of thing. And that's what I took out of it last night was, somebody's kicking me in the ass again. So let me, okay, Patriot wants to come up. So let's add him in here. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Bill?
Hey, Patriot.
Man, yeah, I watched that whole thing. Huh?
I said, did you watch that video I sent you?
Oh, yeah, I watched the whole thing. That was a good video.
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Okay.
I think I remember seeing it in color when I was a kid.
All right. Okay.
I
Well,
shit you not, it was in color when I seen it.
okay. I was wondering about that because I'm like, well, he's a lot younger than me, so back in the '60s, he really didn't have too much color TV. So
Reagan wasn't in '60s, that was '80s, wasn't it?
yeah, well, he was president in the '80s, but yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean that was when he was running. I
Oh,
think
okay.
running
That was before he was
governor
president.
of California. But hell yeah.
So
But
that's what got him in, that speech there got him into play, is what it did.
yeah, I mean it's
That
pretty
would have grabbed a bunch of American hearts, I guarantee it.
right. Yep. Yep. And I'll try to post that. You know, I know everybody has limited time, but I'm tired. You know, part of the thing is I'm tired of fucking excuses, man. Even here locally in Oregon, I'm tired of fucking excuses. I'm too fucking busy. Um, uh,
I hear you.
great. Then live under socialism. You know, just live under socialism. You know, just keep. You know, I don't want to sound like Antifa or anything.
I agree.
But oh, King James is gonna come up. Awesome. Let's get King James
Some
in here.
some form
Sorry,
some
buddy.
form of action needs to be taken somehow, one way or another.
Right, and that's why
Period.
we're
It's
trying
going
to
to take
connect.
us fellow Americans.
Right.
And I said it real quickly. I'm not going to give a big lecture, but I'll say it really quickly. I seem like a broken record, but if you're waiting for Uncle Sam to save you, it's not going to happen, folks. Okay,
Right.
it's going to be you and your neighbor and your friends and your network and your community. It's going to be fellow Americans that will help you and will save you when shit gets ugly. Hi, King
That's
James.
right.
Hey,
Hey,
sweetie,
King
how are
James.
you?
Very
Good.
powerful speech last night, man. Very powerful.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Um, it's a very compelling subject that is dear to my heart. So sometimes I get off on a tangent. But usually I try to keep that under control a bit. But thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, we need each other to kick us in the butt every once in a while. So that was a major kick in my butt, and I hope that everybody viewing that last night, you really took that to heart, and are going to take some action and try to connect with people. And you know, thank you, Wake Up, for having the platform there. Really appreciate that. And we got to just unite, across all boards, to save our
I'm
country.
doing what I can from the East Coast.
Right.
And King James is all the way up in Canada, and he's doing everything he can, and he's not even an American, okay? If a Canadian can get up here and tell us, get off your ass and save your country, by God, we better fucking listen. I'm sorry for the language.
You know, I'm gonna
Oh
urge
no, don't worry
everybody.
about the language.
I'm gonna urge everybody to not put all their eggs in one basket, even with their, doing the things that are gonna hopefully make us free. You know, maybe you should just also try, on top of doing the digital thing on the internet like we are, also just talk to people that you know. You know what I mean? What's right next to you is what's gonna save you. You know? Like, Bill ain't gonna do shit for me if I get all fucked up in a mess, but my neighbor down the street, he's got my back. You know what I mean? And that's how we're built around here. But everywhere should be built like that right now. If you are a freedom loving man, woman, have children, teach them to be freedom loving too, I guess.
Well, hey, but you can, if I knew you were in trouble, we could actually start like a GoFundMe or something. I mean, there's other ways to help people in different parts of the country. Locally, I would go down to Albany, Oregon, if somebody down there in my group, had a
I don't mean like that kind of trouble.
yeah, no,
I,
what I'm
I mean
saying,
a different kind of trouble.
yeah, but
You know?
back in 1770s, right? We didn't have technology, but they got shit done, right?
They
So there should
did.
be no excuse for us having all this technology and all these ways of connecting, not to connect and get something done. I mean, just as my humble opinion, but I'm sure King James there and Wake Up have something to say too. So feel free to chime in anytime. Sorry.
think we should have a girlfriend on the side of that, of the side of the internet side. We should have that secret girlfriend, you know, that you only talk to in person.
Yesterday, I was at a eye doctor, and what was amazing to me was eye surgeon. What was amazing to me was how many people drank the Kool-Aid. Now, keep in mind, it's a little different. Up here, we have CBC and CTV, which are one's private, one's public, but they're both the same, right? And that's the media that people hear. And there's about 30 people in the office, you know, and of all economic class, male, female, young, old, okay? And I would say 90% of them couldn't wait to get the vax. And it just surprised me. Wax, I'm sorry if I could say that here on your channel, but wax, we know what we mean. They were excited. A gentleman came in. New Brunswick's a lot like Bain. It has an urban side and it has a very large rural side. And I come from both. Well, in came a gentleman with his 12-year-old son, right? And the son's so excited. You got to mind up here, guys, up to yesterday, the ice was still in the river. It broke out today with the warm weather. But all snow yesterday. The young fella says, and Daddy, we're going fishing in June. Yes, son, we are. And we're all going to get vaccinated and everything's going to be fine. And we're going to go swimming in June and in July. The old guy across from him said, yes, son, I own fishing camps and you know as trailer parks. And people are going to come up here in the summer and it's going to be just like it was. Everything's going to be just like it was because we're all going to get vaccinated. And I looked around the room and watched everybody smile and nod their head. But we already know, and Awake did an incredible job on that last night. You know, there's 12 questions you had to ask yourself, and the wax doesn't fix any of them. And if you think just because you're going to get your wax that you're going back to normal, boy, have I got a bridge I'll sell you. Because that's not what they're saying. You're still going to social distance. You're still going to wear your masks. You're still going to be like little sheep. And no, they're not going to open up. But I was just, as a Canadian, and then with my health issues, I've been in my home because I couldn't get out. So it was really a good gauge. And to see all these different people, again, of all economic status, male, female, all ages, all together in one room, all can't wait to get the wax. Now, guys,
No,
it's not right.
no, it's not right. Can I add something to that, King James?
Please do.
I think people forgot. We are a free country. You shouldn't have to get a jab. You
Amen.
shouldn't have to do anything. We are a free country. God's sakes, it's an inalienable right to be free. It's a right that we were given. We need to take it back.
Right. But, you know, what I see is nobody wants to take it back. They're just, you know, hey, I'm going to submit
Just
to the government.
do it.
And, you know, one thing
Do it.
I'd like to ask King James is, you know,
It's gonna
how
be
come
nasty.
Canada isn't more like America? I mean, is it they? Hey, nice one there, Patriots. You know, is Canada just a bunch of? I mean, literally, are we becoming Canada, where everybody's just going to be like, yeah, I'll submit to the government. I won't connect with anybody. I won't stand up against the government. I'm of course, in a peaceful way, and trying to organize and get get stuff to get done. But
We still have the things, you know. We still have the things.
sure, for a little while. But I mean, if you're aware, I mean, they're pushing, you know, all kinds of crap against that. So
Well, at
what do
that
you
rate, what do you got to fucking lose at that point, huh?
right? Well, it's like you can have all these things and you can prep and blah, But what are you going to do when our government becomes absolutely socialist?
I'm gonna diss a fucking peer, and I'm gonna be your worst fucking nightmare. I'll
Well,
drop off of this, and then you'll be like, where'd that motherfucker go? That's what'll happen. This is gonna happen, probably.
But guys,
I
you
can't
gotta
disappear.
go ahead.
We have to protect. We have to protect our fellow Americans. We have to protect our children and our grandchildren. Even if you don't have children, somebody else's children, we have a duty. Hear the word? We have a duty as a free society. I'm going to sound like a speech maker here, but I'm not. But we have a duty, an obligation to keep this country free, or we're going to be just like every other communist bastard country out there. Definition of a free society is a society where it's safe to be unpopular. It's okay to take risk. Open up your business. Open up your hair salon, your barbershop, your restaurant. Take off your damn face diaper. Be free. You understand the face diaper is not a law. It's mandated, but it has never been written into law. People have been blinded and psychologically warped by this crazy shit that's been going on for a year. We've got to take back our freedom. We were always a free society until last year with this whole bullshit pandemic. Okay, I don't want to say any keywords here, but all it did was take away our freedoms that were actually already ours. They were already given to us, and we followed blindly, like blind little sheep. Now we have to take it back. 1 year of this shit is enough. I'm
This
sick of
plan
it.
of theirs has been in motion a long time, Awake. Like, they've been doing this for a long time. And they've actually taken our freedoms and pretty much, like, they've altered our Constitution already. You know what I mean? They've already mixed with the batter. You know, they shouldn't have, but they did. And we've been living under the assumption that everything is peachy keen. But guess what? It's not. It hasn't been, but we've been living under the assumption it was, you know? And that's some bullshit fuckery right there. I don't like it.
Here it is.
And it's
right.
dishonest. And, you know, if you're going to be honest about things, you know, let's be honest and say, hey, I'm a free man. You're a free woman, Awake. Bill, you're a free man. King James, you're free.
Exactly.
Take it.
Right.
Come take it.
Take it back.
Well,
problem
they're gonna have to make the first move. They have to actually make the first move in my eyes, because my dad always taught me, you know, you never throw the first punch. Even though I know they've metaphorically thrown lots of punches at me, I gotta wait till they throw the first punch. You know what I mean?
Right.
The first one that hits home
Well-
with me before I'll actually be like, you know what? There's no more fucks given. Here I come. And I will come. I will come.
You don't think
Bet your
uh,
sweet
telling-
ass I'll be there.
you don't think telling you that you got to stay home in many states, you got to be in by 8 p.m. curfews, or you can't go into the store without wearing your shaming mask.
I
or you gotta
haven't
stand
listened to
6
any of that. It hasn't affected me yet. I'm not
Okay.
saying it couldn't, but like I have not listened to that any yet. I just, you know, if you can catch me on my snowmobile, motherfucker, go ahead. You know, that's what it's been like lately. But now that's gone. Snow's gone. But
Well, as I addressed last night, you have to realize that, first of all, most people, we're talking to the choir because most of our audiences here are much more enlightened than any average citizen. And I guess to continue what I said yesterday, obviously in that room, they didn't watch a lot of YouTubers. They didn't either have access to it or didn't want to or didn't know about it. So
there's huge channels right now saying, hey, there's 400 people in my live stream. What the fuck is going on here? Just today, I was in Bear Independent this morning, and I didn't get a notification to even watch it live. I got it after and watched it, just watched it. But throughout his live stream, he was like, it says there's only like 500 people there, It was weak at best, but it wasn't like anybody that follows him. It wasn't their fault, because they weren't there or whatever, because there was no notification for it. They're hiding any voice that has power or has some sort of survivability is what it seems like. If there's any type of life-sustaining information in your videos, you're the devil. You're gonna get kicked off of YouTube.
But Bill, but what Bill and Awake do is crucial. You have to get out and spread the information. The other thing we have to be very careful of is how we do it. And I'm sorry to hog the airtime here, but
no, you're fine. Right.
Yes, yesterday I spent. A lady called me, and she was my mom's best friend. My mom's passed now, but 80 plus years old, acts like a 70-year-old. She called me because she heard I was sick from one of the cousins and called and how's my cancer and all that. And she said, tomorrow I'm going to go have the Pfizer vax. And she was so happy. And I said, okay, Lou, I call her Mama. So why do you want to take the vax, Because you're 80 years old, and we all know that there's a 99.7% success rate, and it's only really, I hate to use the word deadly, but it's a lot more complicated for people that are over 80 years old and seniors, so they have to be a little bit more careful. But because I want to go to the beach, and I want to see my grandkids, and I want to be like it used to be. So you know what I did? And I made a mistake, and that's why I'm preaching to you guys. I started off because thanks to Awake and some of the information that we've absorbed, I tried to tell her, well, do you realize that it's never been authorized before? The FDA only gave it emergency use authorization, never been approved. I might as well try to tell her, astrophysics. She didn't get it. Did you know that this happened? Didn't know. So what I had to do is I had to change the language to what she would understand. I said, Mom, if my mother, Emma, was alive, I would never let her take the vax. And I've never lied to you. You know me since I was 5 years old. Number one, when they do a vaccine or any drug, and our cousin, she works for Pfizer, and she's in the cancer drug side of things, and she made a good point. They have cancer drugs that come out, and they have to take 10 years to test them. It's not because of the drug, it's they have to test them against every other drug so that if they give you cancer, this drug, it doesn't kill you when you take your heart medicine. And that takes time. You can't do it in 2 months. It takes years. So I told that to her, and she said, I understand. And so this is what I said. Keep it simple, stupid. Mom, we've only had this pandemic for a year. They've only started making the vaccines for 6 to 8 months. How can you make a safe vaccine that takes 5 to 10 years in 8 months? And then the light bulb went on. And she said, you're right. How can they? And then the pushback, and you got to get ready for the pushback. Do you know more than my doctor? Do you know more than the people that are on CBC? Because that's all she hears. And I said, regardless, Mom, whether I know or not, Lou, that's her name. I said, the reality is, the fact is, the thing's only been here a year. They've only started making these vaccines in the last 6, 8, 10 months. And if it takes 5 to 10 years to make a safe one, that's all I know. And I'm pleased to tell you, she never took the vax. Now,
Good.
folks,
Good news.
That's what started this off, because I love America, and I want the Americans to know that I believe in every one of you. Right now, they have been very successful to divide 330 million Americans into, I don't know, 1,000 categories. And the reality, there's only two. You're either with us or you're against us. One or the other, okay?
You
And
know,
they've got you.
on that note, I seen something promising. Did you see the results of the people who watched the awards the other day?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Ah, yeah, I got shot in the bucket, man.
Really?
Like, no one watched it. It's like people were losing faith in the whole magic. Like, seriously.
That's a good sign.
thing.
That's a good
It
sign, Patriot, because to my American friends, you have to bring it down to a very simple message that your people are going to understand and they can absorb it in the first 2 minutes. Don't go and try to convince them for a half an hour, because most people will not listen for a half an hour. Even if it's your poor brother, he doesn't want to listen to you for a half an hour. Keep it simple and keep the message. Because if you don't, nobody else is. It's up to you.
I like what you said.
Everyone.
Like what you said, King James. You're either with us. What did you say? You're either with us
Or against us.
Or
I
against
want to
us.
call you
I
a
like
traitor,
that.
is what I want to say. You're either an
Yeah, the
American
treason. Yeah.
or you're a traitor.
Well,
One or the other.
or you're a goddamn coward, man. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
what I see.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
Angel Katita there. It is not easy. It does take work. Yeah, absolutely. That's what we're trying to do here. Is we put in the work every day on a daily basis, and if you're here, just get off your. Just don't even fucking watch this shit. Don't come in and chime in with, you know, unicorns and rainbows and cat video. I mean, holy shit, people, get off your fucking ass and do the work. You got to do the work. If you're not willing to do that, then suck it up and live under socialism.
Did you
I'm
guys see
sorry.
the deepfake video?
We cannot let our country.
Fucking weird.
We cannot let our country go to shit, because we are the last bastion of freedom in this world right now. And just go look around, listen to what King James is saying, listen to Awake there. We have passion for this shit, and we're not going to give up. I don't think we're going to give up.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Right, exactly.
Not a.
And integrity,
And on
man.
that same note, Bill,
Every day.
you do very good videos, and you have a great editor's eye because you pick up very different topics. And if you watch them long enough, they'll all have a current theme. They might be on different topics, okay, but they all come to the current theme, is that, hey, you know what? America's worth fighting for, and I love my country. And we're all going to have to fight. And because I want to say this to you all. If America falls, so does the world. I talked to a guy tonight, Italy. Italy has troops in the streets, folks. He can't leave his house.
There you go.
In my own province, you had a guy on from Quebec. Quebec, our country's a little different than yours. There was two founding cultures, really, the Francophones and the English. So Quebec is the French nation. They've locked it down from 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night till 6 in the morning. There's a curfew. They won't let them out of their house. Why? Because Trudeau is from Quebec, and he's terrified if the French rise up against him. So he's got his thumb on them so fucking hard. Okay? And this is happening. So if they can quarantine them, what can they do to us? And don't think
really
they can't
good
do to
hearing
America.
that from you. You know that? Because that's right here. That's there for you. It will be here. It will be here.
Exactly. And it's you guys that are going
Same
to
with
stop
Australia
it.
too. Australia and
Yeah.
Ireland. And Ireland and
Yes.
Scotland.
Germany. Yeah.
The people are rising up across the globe, but they won't show it on American news. You won't see it on CNN, Fox, NBC, CBS, ABC, any of your mainstream. They don't tell you
I got a
what's
feeling
going
that
on.
we're the best armed populace that's out there. Okay,
Oh, sure, absolutely.
bar none. We're armed more than any of them, any other country, and we're probably being more docile than any of them.
But
Right
Patriot,
now, everybody in every other country is flipping the script. You know, they're like, "Fuck this shit. We're done with your bullshit." You know, and here in America, everybody's like, "We still have our guns. We're still free." That's not exactly true. Just saying, we might still have those guns.
Right,
But
right. It's a multi-pronged
that's
thing.
slipping through the fingers, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's a multi-pronged thing
Rapidly.
here.
Rapidly.
We are armed. I don't care, YouTube, whatever. We are armed. Some of us, anyway. Um, and you know, but we gotta solve this peacefully and not go that route, because the last thing we want is a Charlie whiskey, kind of thing. But just want to reiterate, if anybody has got opinions like these guys, get up on the panel, show some integrity. If you sit in the chat or whatever, get off your ass, get up on a panel and contribute, because we're trying to figure this out. And nobody has the exact answer, but we could all collaborate together to find a solution. I mean, otherwise, suck it up, deal with the.
Hey, Bill, whatever happened to that fella that was going to rewrite something? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Which one?
That fella that was like, that Dr. Contrell guy or whatever.
Oh,
wasn't he going to write something? Did he ever write fucking anything?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really had time to check too much on what he's doing, because it's up and down, whatever. But it was a declaration of not independence, but a declaration of
grievance.
Wait, help me out here.
Grievance.
I'll email him and find out.
It was a declaration of grievance. I remember it.
Yes.
Yeah, grievance.
Declaration of grievance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just wondering, is there any follow up on that? What's happened with it?
I don't know, man. I try to watch some of the stuff, but time is limited for everybody. I understand that, but yeah, I mean, it was great when I saw it. I was like, that's a great idea, because
that's what I thought.
We don't need another Declaration of Independence, right? We need something else, and I don't know what happened with that, but yeah, wake up. If you want to follow up on that, that'd be great, and we can push that out.
I most certainly will.
Yeah, awesome.
Hey, real quick, in regard to our liberties and our freedom, those things are inalienable rights that we have. We unfortunately got psychologically told, fear, 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 the boogie virus, the boogeyman, right? Fear. And it was actually Paul Cottrell who said, how we had the Patriot Act after that boogeyman thing happened, right? And they took away a lot of rights with the surveillance state that we have in place, right? And now we got this, the boogeyman virus going on, right? Fear, fear, fear. And it was Paul Cottrell who coined the phrase, you're going to see medical martial law, or a medical, like the Patriot Act, but it won't be called the Patriot Act. It'd be more like the medical martial law, if you will, where you're going to have to wear a bracelet, or you're going to have to wear a necklace, or you're going to have to comply with this rule. It's straight up communism, folks.
The Patriot Act.
I think the term he used, Awake, was Bio-Patriot Act, I believe.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Bio-Patriot Act.
That Patriot Act, that is complete tyranny. That is bullshit, and that's something I do not believe in. I will not follow. The Patriot Act, nope, doesn't work past my fucking doorstep.
Hang on one second there, Patriot. We let the Patriot Act go into effect, right? Did citizens?
Yes, we did.
Stand up?
Yeah, did you read it? Did you read it?
Say, no, we're
I
scared.
didn't let that go in.
Oh my God! Al Qaeda may attack us, so we're gonna give
up. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Man.
The boogeyman. Right. But now the boogeyman is invisible. It's a virus. Okay. So the new boogeyman is an invisible virus, and yeah, he coined the phrase the Bio-Patriot Act, and it's already in play. Your kids can't go to school. They might, the boogeyman might get them. They
And
got to wear a
Paul,
bracelet or a necklace.
and
Yeah.
Paul's a smart guy. And I
Yes,
want
he
to
is.
add another thing to my rant from last night. I want you to clear your minds and I want you to listen, because there's only one conclusion here. If this is real, okay, it's an act of war on America and society. If it's real. If it's fake, at best, it's a fraud to perpetuate control and bringing in new regulations to make us more communist. I think it's an act of war. Now, how come your country did not respond to the bastards that did this to you? Now, please forgive me because I'm going to get wound up here.
Get him, King James.
Some little fucking Vietnamese blow up a fishing boat or something of yours over in the South China Sea somewhere, and you guys go fucking nuts, okay? And you're gonna blow them off the planet. And these guys attack you, shut down all your industry, scare the bejesus out of your kids, and that's what I worry about. What about the young kids that are living through this? And that's for another day. But that's a real story. What have we done about it? Nothing. Somebody needs to pay. Now, if the Chinese did it, blow them the shit off the planet. If the Europeans did it, do the same to them. And if it's the bankers in New York, do the same to them. But somebody has attacked you.
Yes, I have.
And you have listened to them and say, oh, but we can't attack back. We're so feared. Put the mask on. Don't social distance. Don't do this. There should have been 20 million, 30 million Americans on a fucking street saying, listen, we're not going to take this anymore. What are you going to do? Shoot us? Now we demand who did this? Who did it?
Hit me
And
here.
you attack them. And I'm serious. Syria. What did Syria ever do to you guys? Nothing. It's all about a pipeline, and you guys are bombing the shit out of Syria. They did nothing to you guys. It's about a pipeline that your elite and your business people want to get oil into Europe. And now Assad's father was a tyrant. But did anybody ever tell you that the current king, Assad, his wife is British? He allowed Christian churches in a Muslim country. Has anybody told you that? Because I've got Syrians go to my church that are Christian. And they love their king, hated their father. But you guys are bombing the shit out of them. For what reason?
Oil.
But yet you let them attack you. You let them attack you, and they've shut you down. You should be pissed off, and every one of you should be upset. You talk about justice. I love America. America is a just and free and fair nation. But that's not what your leaders have done to you the last 12, 18 months. And I'm sorry, I get wound up, but I am passionate about this. Because you're the only ones that can save it. I can't. I can only mouth because I am not an American. But if I was, I'd be out there protesting every day because that's all I can do. And it's not for me. I'm 64 years old next week. I've lived my life. It's for the kids. And you know what your grandparents told you. Leave the place better than you found it. Because that's what they tried to do. But somewhere between their generation and my generation, we screwed it up. And they
Yes,
go
sir.
to my kids. I'll be finished real quick. My kids, they're so fucked up, they don't even know which way is up because they listen to the politicians and they listen to the do you see the shit they're teaching in schools now and in universities? You should go back to school and listen to what they're teaching. They're rewriting American history.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't do this because of slavery. Well, you guys listen to yourselves. America abolished slavery.
America
calm down.
America was built on slavery and still is slavery.
Yeah, we are all debt slaves, actually.
Yes,
This
we
is
are.
already. I'm just saying,
Right.
we're slaves. Don't get that misconstrued, brother. Right to that point, I'm gonna say we're all fucking slaves, brother. And if you don't think so, okay, that's cool. But we
Patriot,
are.
I believe, my Patriot, we're talking two different terminologies. They're using the term slavery because they're taking the blacks and saying how bad we treated them. Okay? But when you look at it and you study the black culture, as they move into the middle class, because they have, it's been an amazing thing since the 60s. Look at how the black culture has moved in and taken over, and they have businesses. They become more economically more upward mobile, better financially off. Well, guess what? They don't become Democrats anymore. They go to more traditional business and Republican. They want to move out of the cities into the suburbs and send their kids to safe schools because we all want to have kids with safe schools.
Yeah.
Everybody wants our kids to be safe and have a place to play.
I'd
Now,
rather
America, and I'm going to say this, America was built on one thing. America is the only country in the world that was built the way she was. Only one other country in history was ever built this way. And I believe it's divine. I believe it's God created because
Yes, sir.
you have inevitable, indelible rights that says, I am free. I can pursue liberty and justice and happiness. Well, Rome had the very same thing. In the Bible, Paul was a Roman citizen. When they arrested him, hey, I'm a Roman. I have rights. I'm a free man, and I have the right to go before my Senate to be heard. You have the same thing.
All the freedom you're speaking about, though, only exists because of rebellion. Fact.
Brother, your country
Only
was...
exists because of people standing up against the grain and going the other fucking way. That is why we were free. Because we stood against the grain.
But
You know?
I agree.
Hey, Patriot's Patriot, but we have the tool called the Constitution that nobody wants to fucking learn and just submit to the government. We have the tools in place to not go there, right?
We have to fix where they corrupted it, though. Did you see all the different places they corrupted it?
Right, but what is anybody doing? They're fucking doing absolutely jack shit, which pisses me off. And I know I was lazy in my 20s and early 30s.
Here comes the vulgar.
I'll admit that, but it's time, folks, and I don't want to live under. I don't have kids, but I
It's
think
now
about
or never. Now or never. And I
nephews and my
have kids.
grandnephew. It's let's frickin' talk about some solutions here. And King James, man, I wish more people in America had your passion. I mean, that is just it really embarrasses me. That's what I was thinking.
Where's that inner rebellion at, though? How do we
What's that?
find the inner rebellion in America?
Well, it's not rebellion,
Patriot?
man. It's utilizing our tools that we have called the U.S. Constitution to throw back in these assholes' faces and say, no, you can't do that.
It's got like Cantrell said, though, it's got to have teeth behind it. You have to have men to stand there and have teeth behind whatever you're going to say.
Well, that's what we're trying to do here.
That was part of his problem with what he was going to write, I think, is like he said he wanted to write something, but he wanted it to be able to have teeth behind it. So, in my eyes, that means he's looking for teeth.
Right, but who's backing him up? I mean, you can agree or disagree with him, but
I still have
it is
teeth.
hard. It's hard to get traction and get people motivated, and also, I mean, we've got all these different. I'm not going to call them factions, but different groups around the country. How come we can't connect, man? Antifa does it. How come we can't do it? Jesus, I just
because
don't
you know what, Bill, if I can say, They're not 12 foot tall. We think that the enemy is so powerful. And the reality is, if just 10% of America rose up, they'd be gone. The whole world, the whole system would implode.
I'm not 12
They're,
foot
they're
tall.
not 12. They're not 12 foot tall. But Patriot, I know you're a military man. I've seen
No,
your.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
No, but I've seen you. You have training. The question is, you don't fight the war they want you to fight. You fight them where they're weak. And I tried to say last night, what is their next move? The next move is the financial reset. And that's what we need to get out and tell people, because that's the next thing that's coming. And maybe the vaccine doesn't excite people, but when they start to find out that their whole banking system and their whole retirement system is going to change, maybe that will be the button. Maybe that will be the button that pushes them. I don't know. I'm just trying to give ideas. You know, Bill said come up and throw some ideas.
You're right on. That is what is gonna happen. It's their playbook, man. Like, that is what is gonna happen. They're doing it. They're doing it every day. The only thing that we can actually do and physically do is try to I don't know. As much as you can, like if you're a prepper, I'd say start using your preps. I use mine, and just to keep the rotation going, even, you know, because she gets old, you know.
Right.
So,
Well, hey, you know, there's somebody
like,
here in chat
that
here,
hurts them. That hurts
media.
them when we're eating off the stuff we already have. That hurts them.
I'm gonna call out somebody here in the chat here. Mouthpiece Media, get up here and talk about private member associations, because you know a hell of a lot more about that than I do. And you guys, if you don't know what a PMA is, you got to look into it. I'm just gonna say that. But
A PMA.
there's a lot of
I'm going to
research
step
to
down,
do.
guys, and let someone else come up because I want to listen for a while.
Okay,
But
sir.
it's
Hey,
been
thanks.
Bill, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank you,
King
sir.
James, you're
Appreciate it.
leaving us?
Listen, I'm going to be in chat. I want to hear. I want to listen because there's a lot of smart people here, guys.
Fuck, I should drop down. You're smarter than I am.
Brother? No.
No, dude.
No. Understand.
We're not
There's
questioning
a reason.
anybody's intelligence here, man. You know, it's we're learning, and you show a willing to learn, and you're younger than us, so I'm all good for that, buddy. You know, it's great.
God bless you all.
Great stuff.
Thanks.
But yeah, okay. Patriots still here. Thanks, King James. Really appreciate it, man. Gosh, it's always good to get a Canadian's perspective, man. He's so
I'm
passionate.
telling you, that's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. Right. Absolutely.
I'm willing. I'm an American. I just needed that sense of direction. And I think that sense of direction, from my humble opinion, is that we have to do it on an individual level first, and a community level second, and then maybe unite. Okay. I can
At all
only
costs, protect your families.
Oh, absolutely. And I can't understand why, like in my chat or in this chat, why we're not off the hook with the numbers. We know that there's more people out there that feel exactly like us. We're not some teeny tiny little group of people that want our country back. I've talked to people.
I know
Okay.
what it is. It's the algorithms.
It's
They fucking
YouTube. I guarantee
they
it.
group us into this small fucking tiny batch of people,
And they
and
shadow ban you.
and here we are talking
And
amongst
Bill's
the 25 of us. You know, we're probably the most intelligent minds out there. That's the sad part.
It's also
Bill's in
about
jail.
fear.
And
It's
I'm in
also
jail.
about fear
YouTube jail.
because sorry,
I guess I should get one. I should start doing that crap.
Hey, Board and Racer, welcome in. Yeah, I mean, anybody wants to come up on the panel and be bold and take some action. I'm sorry, I'm going to start calling people out. You know, if you're in chat and you're, you know, preaching that you're, you know, for liberty and freedom and all this shit, but you don't take any action, or you can't make a good comment, just leave, please. I'm tired of this
In other
shit.
words, don't talk the talk. Right? Don't talk the
Right.
talk. Walk the walk. I'm willing. I am
Absolutely.
absolutely willing. I'm taking my freedom back. I'm not asking for it back. I'm taking it back. I'm a free American citizen. I'm not a criminal. I'm not going to be ruled by Gestapo rule. I don't
Hey,
want
wait.
tyrants to rule me, and I don't want to live under communist rule. So I'm taking my freedom back. That was, as King James suggested, taken from us. It was an act of war, psychological war. That psychological war that they used, that tactic, was fear of the boogeyman virus. Well, you know what? It's a year into this shit. I'm taking back my rights. I don't care. I'm not concerned about getting the boogeyman virus. I'm more concerned about my freedom, my liberty, my family, my community, my country, and our rights. And damn it, we got to do something. And I'm going to do it for myself. And I implore everybody to do it that as well. Now, like Bill said, go up in his panel. Come on, don't just talk the talk. Get up here, say something. Don't be a chicken shit. Don't be a pussy. Just do it.
Whoa!
Hey, no,
Girl.
that's awesome stuff. And what if,
Get 'em.
I'm trying to build this out in my area, but what if 1,000 people showed up at the news station, in Portland? A couple, there's a couple different ones, but we showed up there instead of waving our flags every freaking weekend, on I-5 or whatever, and we actually showed up at the news stations and said, "Hey, look, you guys aren't reporting the truth. You're regurgitating shit. Report on actual crap, not rainbows and unicorns and cat videos and all this other bullshit that you see that you have to filter through." I mean, why can't we do that? I don't understand. It's so hard
We
to get people.
can. We can.
The attention span of the common man is
I understand that, man.
something to be, desired, I guess. It's just not there. Like, people just lose their shit, and they're like, if something doesn't appease them within 2 seconds, they're on to the next thing.
Right.
They can't just focus on one thing at a time. That's something I noticed about people younger than me, even my age, even. Like, but it's weird, and I think it has to do with these fucking Googlers,
Well,
Yeah,
that's part of it.
always being stuck
Tech-
there.
Technology is controlling everybody right now, and I talked to my mom about that tonight, and we had a pretty good conversation. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, I mean, everybody is your phone, and I mean that's why Patriot has texted me or called me, and I'm like, sorry, dude, I'm in my period of shutting off all technology, phone, radio, everything. Every day I do that, and it could be at 1 o'clock, it could be at 1:30, but it's for 5 hours or whatever, and then of course later at night, but we gotta get connected, and thanks Awake for you know pushing out the word, and hopefully we can build this out, and get over everybody's differences, right? Because we're all focused on liberty, right? Liberty,
We need to
freedom,
figure out
right?
a way. We need to figure out a way to communicate that if I sent a letter to the fucking windmill, it could get to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's serious shit. Like, we really need to figure that out. And it's not impossible.
No,
You know what
nothing
I mean?
possible.
There
I
was
mean,
people who ran letters and shit. Like, they did it, and
yeah,
it's
back in
because
the
they cared about
1700s,
one
man.
thing, and that was freedom.
Yep. Back in the 1700s, they didn't have all this technology shit that we have now, and they got what was it, about 30% of the population back then wanted to break away from Britain, but it only took 33%, or about a third of the people.
3%. 3%,
Oh, was
wasn't
it
it?
3%? Okay,
Free. Yeah.
but I mean,
3%.
created our country. Holy crap!
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And you know how they did it? They talked. They met at local
Right.
taverns. They met at local pubs. They met at local churches. All the things that we were not allowed to do for the past year. We weren't allowed to go to a local pub or tavern. We weren't allowed to go and do a church. We weren't allowed to talk because we had to wear a face diaper. We had to be 6 foot apart from the other person. How the hell do you have a conversation? You stand 6 feet away, You're another 6 feet away. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Right.
Hug your loved ones. Hug them.
Well,
Talk to
and
them. Eat
they
with
also
them.
they also read books, right? And they read
Yes.
history books. I mean, it's like nobody now wants all their attention span, like Patriots said, is short, and they want to watch cat videos or whatever. And it's like, seriously, people, get off your fucking ass, stop watching that shit. And I think somebody I watched today said, hey, if you're watching Hulu all the time, cancel your freaking subscription. Which I was like, oh hell yeah, man. Let's be bold. I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines and trying to motivate people, and I'm gonna be a lot more bold now. So that's why I kind of put in there. There may be some vulgar stuff coming because fuck Americans are fucking lazy, in my opinion. Most Americans, not anybody here that I know. So,
I
but
think we need to utilize dogs, and I'll get into running coon or rabbits. Telling you, we could all hook up that way. We could be united in like fucking 6 days on some sort of beagling schedule where we could run rabbits together in odd places.
Or if somebody writes a newsletter, okay, and sends that newsletter out with a postage stamp, the old-fashioned way, stick it in the mailbox. Forget,
That'd be cool.
Social media. People are so glued to their phones and social media. Unplug. You have to unplug. You have to get into reality.
It feels good to do it too.
right. If you unplug, or you can still text. What I do is when I unplug, I'll still text somebody or call them or whatever. But I'm unplugged. Other than that, it's like no, I'm taking my time. But I'm still trying to make connections, and there's somebody here that knows that. So or maybe one or two people, but yeah, absolutely. Unplug, get out. When you can, if you can.
That
For some
rest is good for your
older
mind.
people,
It'll let you see clarity.
Yep. Right. But on the other hand, though, my opinion is we can have clarity every freaking day, right? And you can do this, and you can do you know grounding and all the shit. But if you're not fighting for our country, then suck it up and try to do that shit when communism takes over.
When
Just
it's
my
too
opinion.
late. Right, when
Right.
it's too late. It'll be a day late, dollar short if
Right.
people don't get off their ass. I'm afraid
I
to say
have
that.
this
I
sick
don't think
feeling
they'll
that
wait.
we're already there, guys. Like I already have that feeling.
No, I don't. I
Like
don't.
I feel like
No,
There's still
no.
hope, man. There's
that's how
still
I
hope.
feel.
There's hope.
Yep. There's still
Texas
hope.
just opened up. Governor Abbott just opened up Texas. Florida's completely open.
The
We just have some.
border of Texas
We just have.
is
Hang on.
open too.
We just have. We just hang on, please. We just have some governors right now who are like California. Governor Newsom still got to wear a mask. I think maybe even double mask. I don't know, right? But we have Governor Abbott in Texas who's like, no, we have just opened up our society 100%, completely opened up Texas. So we need to call the governor's office. Like what Bill said, get a hold of your news stations, your local news stations, and tell them, hey, why don't you cover the real news and not the bullshit scripted news? I think it's a great idea.
Well, and then Mouthpiece Media here, panelists. What's the next step for our foundational progress going forward? Great question. I think I mentioned that in a couple live streams today, and got crickets. So you guys got any thoughts on that one? Anybody in chat have any thoughts on that?
I missed something.
Go highlighted. If you look at the highlighted text there from Mouthpiece Media,
Yeah.
what's the next step for our foundational progress going forward?
Oof.
What is it?
Gotta start.
I agree.
It's got to start on our individual local level. And
Right.
I mean, it really has to expand. Talk to your neighbors. Know where they're at. Know what they're doing. And I mean, be friends with them if it's possible. I know it ain't possible with all neighbors. Trust me, I got one of them,
Right.
maybe
Agree.
two. But seriously, outside of the neighbors that I really can't talk to, I've got neighbors that are really solid, you know. And it's a good group. We all get
Right.
together. Our kids play together. We make marshmallows and bullshit. Talk.
Well, can you take that group that you're in and connect it with somebody else in your area, like
Oh, we
maybe a
already.
county away?
Man, I've made connections the whole way almost to West Virginia. Well, like Panhandle in West Virginia. I got people. I know people in Ohio. I know people in Indiana, and well, obviously New York, but I actually know a fair amount of people in Florida too, and some of them are like pretty decent folks. You know, they've been doing all the things. You know,
I don't
Yeah, but
understand. I don't understand the
how are
question.
you connecting though? I mean, yeah, it's great you get connected with your local community, which I have that
I
with.
go see them. I'd get in my fucking vehicle and I go for a ride,
Right.
man.
Right, but how are you expanding that, right? I mean, hey, welcome in
It
Oregon.
expands itself. It's self-expanding. It's word of mouth.
Yeah.
It's word of mouth and trust it. It's gonna happen, man.
It's
I don't
called
know.
lead by example. Like
Just
if you do
freedom.
it, if you do it in your community, you do it on an individual level first. You take back your freedom. You group together with people in your local communities, right? Like boots on the ground, walk, talk, meet up with your local communities, and then you're leading by example to the next community over next to you. They're like, hey, look, that town over there, they just said, the hell with all this lockdown shit. We're taking back our freedom. We're going to open up our bars, our restaurants. We're going to have our town back, our freedoms back, and take the risk. It's going to be risky, but you have to take risk if you want to be free.
It's gonna be dirty. It's not
Right.
gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be
Well,
the
no, it's going
ugly,
to be
beautiful
risky.
thing.
Right now, it's a fine. And let me ask a question, and this goes to anybody in chat. Would you be willing for your freedom to be slapped with a little fine to set an example? For example, let's say I happen to own a beauty shop,
I've
and I'm
been fucked.
told that I can't open my beauty shop and how I sustain myself and my family, but I'm not
Nope.
allowed to do that. Well, the question I'm asking is to other people, okay, now I'm going to open my beauty shop and I might get hit with $1,000 fine, but I'm going to make sure the media is all over it so that people can say, oh my God, look at that. The woman's just trying to support her family. She opened up her beauty shop. She got nailed with $1,000 fine. You have to be willing to take the risk. It's going to be risky. I don't think it's going to be like Patriot says necessarily, like really super ugly. At this point, it's just going to be, are you willing to take the risk, maybe get a fine for opening your business and being free again?
Right. And that's what they did back in the 1700s. They were like, you go against the king, what's going to happen? Am I going to end up in jail? And shipped across the ocean on a damn boat to England to go to
Mhm.
jail. I mean, they were bold. I mean, they were freaking bold. And they were willing to give up everything they had. They were willing to give up everything. And Jefferson, Washington. I mean, most of these guys had, I'm not going to say plantations, but they had a lot of wealth, right? And they were willing to give up all that shit for freedom and liberty for us, right? Not for who
Yeah,
was there at the time, but for our posterity. That's why it's in the Constitution.
right.
Yep.
They've risked their life for our freedoms and that we all take for granted. Why
That's
don't you
right.
drop your link, Bill, so you can get some other people up here? I'll give some other people a chance to come up and
Okay. I'll
expand
drop it
upon,
again. 1 second here. There we go. Yeah,
because
I'm just getting
didn't
frustrated with
Albany
everybody.
help organize a thing to help the restaurant owners open back up their
Yeah,
businesses
no,
and
yeah. Albany's
and
Albany's in our
and
group of our circle here. Yeah, absolutely. And
so she's got some good ideas that would be
get up
worth
here,
hearing
Albany, Oregon Sky
and
Watcher. Get up here and
and
vent
and,
like you used to.
and
I'm
Mouthpiece
I'm
Media.
calling people out lately. I'm calling them out. I'm sorry.
Because we
I
have
got to
to.
do this.
I'm
You
going
got
to
to
say
call
this
people
much,
out.
Bill, and I know that I can be a total bitch, and I'm sorry about that. My personality is not perfect, and I'm sorry for the imperfect person that I am. But more than anything, I want to say that rather than pick on the little stuff that's wrong with me,
Right.
try to find the good stuff about me, that I love my country.
Well,
I love my
it's the big
fellow
picture, right?
Americans. Yeah, I can put aside, and I want
It's the
everybody to
big picture.
please
I mean,
do the same.
get
Put
over
aside
your
our little
differences.
differences. We have to. We have to move
Unite.
forward as
Can
Americans.
I say something to help mend this up?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We are being attacked from so many angles right now. All right. I mean, we honestly don't know which way is up or down. We don't fucking know. We're being played, and they're using that hard on us, and it's playing against us hard because we're so focused on the things that matter to us the most. You know, like I see it, and I look at all these different channels. Like one channel will focus on this, one channel will focus on that,
Right.
and another. But the fact being, we're honestly being attacked from so many angles. They're attacking our food. What the fuck are we gonna eat pretty soon, huh? Something that's been printed out in a fucking lab? No thanks. If I get anything printed out in a lab, it's gonna be a fucking 80% lower.
There you go.
Anyhow, that's the only thing I want printed, period, that I will consume. Anyhow, that's kind of
Right.
fucked
Well,
up.
we are being
But
attacked. Donnie Contrail there. We are being attacked from 316.
holy shit,
That's
he's
right.
here. Yeah. Hey, Donnie. Wow, that's crazy. He's here. Have him get up here. Come on up here, Donnie.
What are we doing
Did
about
you
it? I
see
mean, that's the whole point.
Donnie, you're the
Angel
writer. You
Katina
gonna write
said,
this thing? I want to see this grievance, brother. Where are we at? I'll be the teeth. Look at these.
Bill,
These
did you
are
see what
original.
Angel Katina wrote?
Hang on one second. Let me flip over to chat here.
I can't see the chat.
This
Let's
one.
see this big ugly head of mine.
She said, first of all, with this plan to group, we need to have equal measures of leadership, commitment, patience, trust, and the participation of other people who want to be part of it. Beyond that, if you can remember to be rigorously honest about your group strengths and weaknesses, what each of us can bring to the table, and include a sufficient amount of implementation detail, and strike a balance between ambition and realism, I think the chances are good of us grouping together. Just saying. Wow. Angel, you should come up on the panel.
Oh yeah, come on up.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. We all have different talents, right? I think just from what I mean, everybody probably knows I try to kick people in the ass. King James does a great job of that. He's a lot better at speaking than I am.
He's more subtle than you.
What's that?
I said King James is more subtle than you.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm not. Not lately,
I love it though. I love you both.
but
I'm just saying he's more subtle than you.
we have motivated people here, motivational people. We have intelligent people. Mouthpiece Media, King James. We've got you here. Great perspective. We got Awake here. Why isn't there 1,000 people in here right now instead of talking about liberty and freedom? Most people want to just talk about total bullshit. It's like, and I wish when Mouthpiece Media goes live or Wake goes live, it just frustrates me. Why isn't there at least a minimum of 150 people collaborating, right? And
Exactly.
we may not know all the answers, but we're collaborating, right?
Yes.
And we've been trying to do this. You've been trying to do this for what, a year plus there, Awake?
Yeah. And then I tried this evening, knowing that you were going live because you talk about networking and Mouthpiece Media talks about networking. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to do a live stream just for half an hour, a pre-show, so that the people came onto my backup channel because I'm in YouTube jail as well. Hey everybody, we chatted a little bit. Yeah, I was there. Snafu was there. Everybody a lot of people that are in here now were there. I'm like, okay, we're gonna show support for Bill, and if you want to be a true American and you care about this country, please join us over at Bill C. Cole 2, because he's in YouTube jail as well, and join the live stream. So I did like a little pre-show, and then I dropped off like maybe 5 minutes before you came on. And you know what? Everybody came over. That's called networking. And it works. It works.
It does.
Well, it's like, you patriots are, if you got a local community, get people involved. We got to use the technology, whether it be Signal, which I know Mouthpiece Media talks about. There's still people on Facebook. I don't understand why, but we got Twitter, we got YouTube, we got, TrueTube and Rumble. It's like Antifa does this shit, man. The left does this stuff. Why can't we get it done, man? I don't understand it.
Ops
we can.
support, like, I'm saying, like, there's people I know that we're connected, but we're never going to admit it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right. Well, and
like,
buddy, you got my phone number.
yeah.
When you text me, I try to check it and at least respond to it
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah, I know you do.
it's good stuff. So I try to hang on one second. Somebody's trying to come up here. Who is it? Oh, Albany, Oregon Skywatcher's gonna come up.
All right.
Hey, girl, what's going on?
I heard about the Antifa. Yeah. What the fuck, America, dude? Everybody, they can gather and be all organized and all this bullshit, but what the fuck? What the fuck? That's all I can say. I don't know what to do because I've tried so hard to get people together, and it's like I almost like give up, man, because everybody's grouping together when it comes to Antifa, but no one can group up when they're patriots. I don't understand fucking why. Why are there so many cowards?
Right.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm sorry.
let me butt in there, Albany, because people don't have the fire in their belly to do this shit every fucking day, and that's what we need. We need people, a core group of people, maybe 100 people that will do this shit every fucking day, and it doesn't matter how many views you get or whatever. Blah 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 blah. We're fucking committed, and you know me, girl, and I know you. So keep the fire in the belly, and remember self-equity. Remember that?
Yes, sir. Get up, and that's the first thing I think of. Yep. And I'm sorry. I came up here frustrated. I'm fucking pissed.
You're fine, girl. I love you, girl. I love you.
Love you too. Hi, Patriot, and a wake up.
Hi, Albany.
Hi, Albany.
Hello.
Yeah, I think
she's right.
I think they got us right where they want us. So, like, like, hey, you guys need some more money? Don't worry, we're here.
Right.
You know, this is what they're doing. You know, and everybody's like, shit, I could use some money right now. I haven't paid my rent in 7 months, and I'm about to get kicked out of my fucking house. Yeah, because that's happening too. So, guys, buckle up your chin straps for that one. That's gonna change shit.
Government cheese.
Yeah, right.
Here's your government crumb. But I want to go back on what Albany said a little bit. Antifa, the organization of people that are out there smashing windows, burning businesses, and wreaking havoc on businesses and making people feel unsafe. You've seen the shit that they've done. I mean, it's not in my area, but it's definitely on the left coast of our country, and I'm not happy with it. So if they're so organized, well, we know they're funded. They got handlers and funding. But there's no reason that they could be able to do that bullshit, but yet we can't stand up for our freedom and our rights. Come on, people.
One thing I can say about that is you can only organize crystal meth so much. There's a boundary there, and I'm just saying, we might have the edge on this one, you know what I mean, as far as that goes, because you can only organize. I mean, they are organized and they get places, but it's probably just to get their next fix, mind you. No joke.
and it's sad to see how many
They
people are.
probably follow the meth train, you know. They're like, we're going here now. We just got to hold signs, dance around for meth. Pff, let's do it.
Like,
Well, hey, I'm
$35,000
gonna call. I'm gonna call out some people. Mouthpiece Media, get your butt up here. Angel Katita, get up here. Donnie Cantrell.
We all figured out these
Let's go,
fuckers
man.
are being
Let's
paid to do this
collaborate,
shit,
man.
right?
Collaborate.
yeah, yep.
Like, that's a fact. We figured that out. There's a fucking money trail leading right to fucking old GES or Oros, and you know what I'm talking. Them fuckers, fuggins.
It's mind fuckery for sure.
I went to Eugene today. I had to go to a dentist appointment down there, and I've never seen so many homeless people down there, dude. I mean,
Right, no,
it's
man.
amazing.
When I drive
I
down to
almost
Albany,
cried, man, and it's almost like man, I'm thinking they've lost everything. They should be fighting as well, you know. If
hey, but
anybody,
illegals coming across the border get a lawyer, they get health care, they get housing, everything else. But we can't take care of the problems in our own, damn country, and our
yeah,
veterans and everything else. I mean, it's just fucking sad. And I'm gonna call out these guys again. Get up here on the panel.
That's a distraction.
If you
The
say
border's a
if you say you're
distraction
for
right
liberty,
now.
get up here.
it is a
We got
distraction.
4
They're
people up here
fucking
that have
okey doking us,
balls.
is what they're doing. They're like, hey, look at all these immigrants, and then meanwhile they're like, fuck your gun rights, motherfucker. That's what they're doing. That's, you see, they're like,
Yeah,
hey, look over here, all over mainstream media, fucking immigrants coming across but meanwhile, what's happening to the Second Amendment? Oh shit, guys,
Right,
think about
exactly.
that.
Squirrel,
Like,
squirrel,
you gotta see
squirrel,
the
man.
big picture for sure. They're okey doking us. We're being okey doked. I don't like being okey doked. I don't know about you. I don't like
fuck
being
no.
okey doked. My daughter threw my dustpan away the other day, and I was I swept the floor, and I'm looking for the dustpan everywhere. Can't find the dustpan. I got a pile of dirt I just swept up. She was my helper, obviously. But she okey doked me, you see? I spent 20 minutes
Mouthpiece
looking
wants
for a
a link.
dustpan that was in my trash can. See, that's pretty much where they put our Constitution. You know what I mean? We've been okey
Yeah.
doke.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, stream link, please. Mouthpiece wants to come up. I'm gonna drop down for a little bit, give some other people a chance to talk, so you don't get all distorted if you have too many people on the panel. And Donnie says he can't access the link. When he does, it just says report or block.
Right.
I don't know what that
Sorry.
means. But
I'm letting everybody talk, but thanks for coming up. And I'm trying to post a comment here, and of course it's not letting me. I got nothing. Shit.
I
All right.
can drop
Let
it.
me
I
let
can't
me
drop
let
it.
me refresh here. I'll be right back. Albany Skywatcher or Patriots Patriot, take over for like a minute. I'll be right back.
Uh oh.
dun dun dun.
All right, guys.
Connection shit.
So anyhow, yeah, we've been okey doked for sure.
Oh yeah, they're like, look at this hand while I'm doing something in the other hand, you know?
Exactly. And on top of that, the weather everywhere. And you tell me that ain't being manipulated? I'm talking all angles are being hit. The weather, our food,
Squirrel, squirrel.
our finances. They're nailing us from every direction. So like it's like we don't. How do you look at more than one hand when there's 12 of them? There's a fucking hand in every direction you look that's okey doking you. For God only knows why.
Control.
Not for our best interest, I'll tell you that. Like they don't have our best interest in their minds and their hearts. Their hearts, they don't have anything in their hearts that is for us. Okay? There's none of that.
They're all in a club and we're not a part of it. Control. They're trying to control us.
Whatever they have, they have
Control.
because of probably deceit for most part. It's probably deceit. And they get off on that shit. You know, they're
So
like,
the question is now is what the fuck are we gonna do? That's the question now. You
we
know?
gotta
Right.
get other people in their seats. Their seats should not be there, and they should damn well not be there that long. There's got to be term limits. There's all
Yep.
kinds of things that need to be adjusted.
Yep.
I mean, there are things that need to be addressed, but they're addressing the wrong ones. You know what I mean? They're trying to address things that, I mean, like if you were born with a wiener and you want to have a vagina, then whatever, you know. I don't get all that. I really don't understand it. I'm that straight. But
Well, hey, I
it just confused
identify as a
me.
dog today, so I just want to let you guys know that.
I identify it as an attack helicopter every day.
Right.
Don't
Right.
worry.
But where are we gonna go from that though, you know? What are they doing with our kids too? In their
Oh,
in
God, I
school.
know.
Look, that has to change. We can't let this continue as well, because that is part of the deterioration of everything that exists. Is they started it in our indoctrinating our children. You get that? I mean, they
Everyone,
literally hit us from every fucking angle we have. If there's an angle, they nailed us from it. They didn't even, you know,
everyone's worried
didn't even
about.
buy us lunch. They didn't even buy us lunch. We're paying 20% for anything that we wanted that we can't afford. Seriously, we're slaves, most of us.
uh-oh,
Not
watch
so
out
much.
here. We got some
We are.
serious shit coming up here. My
Oh, I'm out.
Wikipedia, um, ready to drop some truth and some fire. Go for it, buddy.
Hi, JC.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm really starting to like Patriot for some reason. I'm not sure why that's happening, but I just think he's a cool dude.
He's got passion, man. He has passion. He has that fire in him. You know, it's
I'll
awesome.
die with it. I will die with it.
Good job,
Something no one will ever take from me, and I'll spread it till the day I die. I don't give no fucks.
Good to go.
I mean, I care about a lot of things. I'm a very passionate person, but I don't care about tyranny so much, and I will chew it up and spit it out.
Holy shit, firebrand. Damn. Okay, good to go.
Chew them up, spit them
I
out.
want to thank you, Bill, for having me up on the panel. I'm going to drop down for a little bit. I'll
Okay.
be in chat side.
Thank you.
So maybe we can get King James back up here and maybe Angel Catita. She's very well spoken. It'd be awesome. I'm going to start
Right, and
talking
thanks.
over on the YouTube. Thank you.
If
Smell
you're gonna go
powerhouse.
live at some
I
point,
smell
shoot me an
powerhouse.
email. I'll put it out there on my
Power.
channel. I mean, I know it's a backup channel, but you know, let's get this stuff going, and we really appreciate it. You know, thanks for coming up.
I want to thank you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we're going to fight this, all of us together,
Right.
somehow,
Thank
some
you.
way, because
Yeah.
we're Americans. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
We'll
you.
see you later.
Thank you. Let's roll.
You
Yeah,
know,
right.
in our religion too. Religion's being attacked something fierce also. And that's a big part of everything when you start talking faith, you know.
Oh yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't like to get into that. I really don't like to get into it with people because, I mean, it's not for me to decide in my eyes what you believe in. That's not up to me, you know.
Right.
But in the same sense, there's a certain set of rules that can only be abided by if you kind of do.
Right.
Now,
Well,
I can remember growing up, and my grandma and grandpa, they slept in separate beds. They lived different, man, you know, and they preached it. And if you did something outside of the lines, you got whacked in the face. I mean, you catch the back of them knuckles quicker than shit. They'd hit you as fast as you'd hit the ground. You get back up and say, "Oh, you know, you already knew what you did wrong before you got hit, probably." You know, it wasn't like they was beating us or nothing. But seriously, you know, people used to be stern and strict, and they stood for something and had principles. Those are all gone. Without those foundation and that principles, you know, that's a very important part of what we're dealing with here. and that is gone.
And that is so good to hear from a younger person. You know, for us older folks, you know, it's great to see fire in the belly in a young person. Albany, Oregon Skywatcher, you're included in that, but you got to keep that fire burning, right? You got to
Yeah.
keep it every day. You got to just and you know me, girl. I'm gonna kick you in the butt when I see I need to kick you in the butt. And you know, I've got my mentors that kick me in the butt. And King James, man, last night, if you didn't watch it, hopefully Wake will get him up on a panel sometime and just interview him. But a Canadian is kicking Americans in the ass. What the
Fuck yeah, he
fuck?
is.
What is wrong with?
Because he's already lost everything we're about to lose.
Right,
Yep.
exactly.
Sorry,
Yeah,
King
I
James.
appreciate you doing that, you know. I really do, Uncle Bill. Really, because I need it. I need it. And at the moment, God, I almost feel like giving up, but I know I can't. I got you in the back of my brain every day saying,
Can't
"What the
do
fuck?"
it. You
Even
can't
if
do it.
you're not calling me or texting me or anything, I still feel you. And I'm like, dude, I talked to my husband. I'm like, oh man, I better get on this shit because Uncle Bill's gonna be calling me. He's gonna see I'm slacking.
Well, you got a couple uncles there. I mean, well, there's one on the panel here that I would think would be your uncle too. That would, you know,
Yeah,
I think he kicks you in the ass sometimes too. So,
yeah, oh yeah. He makes me think. Oh yeah, big time.
yep, yep, yep,
Mhm.
yep.
We
Hey,
definitely
Bill.
amassed a beautiful batch of people somehow. The AI did it though, you know that, guys, right?
Right, right, right.
There's
Well,
no mistake that there's fucking 24 of us in a chat at any given time when we're all together. Like, it's fucking,
right.
that's bullshit. You know, you can't tell me anything different.
No such thing as coincidences in life.
That's right. You know,
Well,
and they're
hey,
like,
let's.
here, we'll let these intelligent people beat it out together while the rest of them fucking sell the farm. That's what
Well,
they're
hey,
doing,
let's.
man.
Hey, you know, there's three Italians on the panel here, so let's let Mouthpiece Media, fellow Italian, East Coaster, bring out Joey a bag of donuts, dude. Just drop some truth, man.
Let's hear it, Mouthpiece.
Well, I don't want to do this in Joey. I don't want to do this in Joey because you're going to lose the whole fucking stream. But because Joey's very abrasive, you know, he's very fucking abrasive. But you know, I mean, verbally, you know, he's just, you know, New York. I mean, come on. But I was going to accommodate, and I was going to try to accommodate a request from chat earlier from King James, and I was going to encapsulate it or summarize it real quick. And his comment was, and I'm happy to stand by and wait till you're ready or wherever you want me to interject it in, but I'm cool with that. But he said, you know, ask people to or explain to people about this great reset, the financial reset that's being talked about and cooked up and all that. I think I can summarize it in in about 2 or 3 minutes for everybody. But the key that the thing that I want to key on is what he said was how it's going to affect um, people's prosperity, their assets, their equity, and all the other shit. So I think I can do it fairly quickly, but I don't want to. I don't want to just. I don't want to like steamroll people. So I can kind of scale it down a little bit, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but people need to know what's cooking and what's happening and what's coming. So whenever you guys want to do that, we can do that.
Absolutely.
Hello.
I hear you. I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I probably lost you. I've been having little technical problems here lately. I don't know why, but
Hey, man, no, good comments there. I had to let my dog out there for a quick second.
okay.
Sorry. Preacher, brother, do not sugarcoat it.
Okay.
That's right. That's
Roger
what
that.
we need to do. We need to stop walking on eggshells everywhere and just
Okay.
say, bring truth, man. and be bold about it. And
Well,
if we could,
I don't want to chew up 15 minutes of airtime here, so to speak.
no,
I'll try to encapsulate it here for you.
yeah, right.
And I'm trying to accommodate the great Canadian patriot there, along with everybody else. So, the first thing I'll give folks is the point of reference. Okay. And it's not going to be a real specific point of reference, but it's going to make your jaw drop. And that is the the World Economic Forum's website.
Yep.
Okay, that's World Economic Forum. Okay. So if you haven't gone there, you should have gone there a long time ago. But if you're just hearing about it right now, go to the world. Just go to your favorite G site there, or your favorite DuckDuckGo, wherever you're going to go, and search for World Economic Forum and go on their website. Now, when you do this, try to do it where you have maybe 20 to 30 minutes uninterrupted, because as you're reading it, your blood pressure is going to go up. And for folks like us, that is, your blood pressure is going to go up and your jaw is going to drop, because what you're going to see in that point of reference, again, World Economic Forum website, and what you're going to see on there is this very structured, they purposely kind of make it generic, but it's very structured plan for what's coming down the line financially. Okay. So that's your point of reference. Just go there and look. That's a good place to start. But in case folks don't know, the United States operates on the Federal Reserve System. I know a lot of people here already know this shit, but there's 12, technically 13, but 12 central banks, 12 boards, 12 board members on the Federal Reserve Board. Okay, 12, essentially 12 sections. Isn't it just funny that we have 12 FEMA regions? Pretty cool, huh? So the system operates in a central bank system. Okay, so all your big banks, everything else, they get all their privileges, all their issues, all their what they call drawing rights and everything else into the system. In other words, bringing the money into the system through all your banks, your big banks, your small banks, whatever else. They're all tied in. Okay. So what has happened in this country, again, I'm trying to encapsulate this. Okay. What has happened in this country is a system of perpetual deep debt. Okay. There you go. Thanks, Awake. There you go. She's got the thanks for highlighting that comment. She's got it. Good job. And thank you. And so this is a system of perpetual debt. Everybody's in commerce. Okay, whether you like it or not. You are conducting commerce 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you know it or not. You are what is referred to as commercial chattel in this system. The system only works, and it works very well, if everybody stays in debt. Mortgages, motorcycle payments, car payments, or okay, so you get the idea. So the system only survives and perpetuates if people stay in debt. Okay, if those chains are upon you, the system loves it. The system continues. So what has happened over the last, and this is on steroids, over the last 2 to 3 years, okay, but even more specifically over the last 18 months, more technically so since September of 2019, okay, the I'll just call it, you know what I mean when I say Foxtrot Romeo, right? That entity, right? Which I just named. I shouldn't have named it on here, but anyway, that entity has, with a lot of people, when everything kind of went into overdrive, January, February, March, April, and this current situation started ramping up, and all the jobs were lost, i.e., the equity, the paychecks, whatever. Okay. What that entity started doing was they started amassing assets, okay, into what they call the repo market. Okay. Repo, some people call it the repossession market. Some people call it the repositioning market. It's commonly referred to as the repo market. So trying to encapsulate this for you and keep it simple, okay, when mortgages aren't paid, they go into default. Okay. Who owns the house? The homeowners think they own the house, but they don't. There's commercial liens on that house with the banking system forever and a day. Your debt has been reassigned or assigned to someone else. So what happens is when people lose their jobs, they have no way to pay for their mortgages, for their cars, for their motorcycles, for their RVs. That's called default, right? Forbearance first, maybe on a mortgage, then it's called default. So what happens is the asset goes back to who?
Hello, can anybody hear me? I had to reboot my phone. I don't know what's going on here. I see everybody on the panel. Can't hear any audio, so crap. Let me refresh one more time.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
I can't hear Mouthpiece though.
I don't know. After a lot of time on StreamYard, my phone just like I was trying to chat and it wouldn't let me do anything, so I had to reboot it. So sorry. Apologies for that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, so what happens is these assets, these physical assets, go back into the control of the banks. Now, who controls the banks? Okay, so all that commercial paper, those commercial assets, get scooped up by that big Foxtrot Romeo entity, right? Okay. Now, last numbers I saw are that this Foxtrot Romeo entity now owns over 40%. It's now over 40% of the mortgages in this country.
Yes, sir. And how many people know that, right? They don't. So.
Yeah, it's not common knowledge for sure.
Well, hey, younger generation here, Albany and Patriots Patriot, what are you guys going to do about what's going on in our country for your kids and your grandkids? I mean, like I said, I don't have kids, but I have nieces and nephews, and I got a grandniece, so that's what I'm fighting for.
I'm quietly building an army from sea to shining sea, and we're going to meet in the middle.
All right.
Aren't you going to be on the other side of it, Bill? You're over there.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of
I'm hoping you're going to be on my side. Come on.
Well, I'm starting with not sending my kids to school.
Hey, I'm not going to do that either, Albany. Don't.
And
Because
keep my
they are
children.
indoctrinating the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, people are worried about, let's leave a better world for our children. No, let's leave better children. Let's work on leaving better children for this world, because it's going to shit fast. And sorry, excuse me. I'm seeing it with my nieces and nephews. Like it's fucking baffling. So the only thing I can do for my children is not send them to school, A, and B, teach them everything that I can historically and the right things that school didn't teach me and that they're failing to do in school now. That way they're one up, and they understand what's right from wrong and what's what our country is about and how great our country is. I need to lead by example, and I'm trying my best. I really am. I really fucking am, man. Holy crap.
Hey, sorry, I missed half of what Mouthpiece Media was saying there because I had to reboot my phone and shit. And King James is, please let Mouthpiece Media finish his talk. Yeah, I mean, he's always got good stuff to say, and I learned so much from that guy, man. And I know you do too, Albany.
I agree.
Turn it into action, though, right? So,
Him
hey,
and King James are both wise men.
That's right.
God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen twice as hard as or twice as much as we talk, right?
Yep.
So how that goes?
Yeah. Do I need to boot you, buddy, and then bring you back in? Are you on your Beats headphones or whatever the hell you have?
I'm picturing Dre now. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we have problems with StreamYard even on his channel. Sometimes it's like, audio goes out and all this crap, and of course my phone. I don't know. How long have we been on? Our hour and 39 minutes. Holy crap!
My internet went down. Our internet's down here. I'm on my data on my phone now.
Right.
It's weird. I don't know. It shut me down. Kicked me out earlier.
Well, hey, let me do this up there. Okay, we're gonna do this. He's gonna come up again. So here we go.
All
Take a
right,
screen
let's see.
out of that. I got two mouthpiece media trying to get in here. Yeah, are you there, buddy?
One's a clone. I'm warning you.
He's total. Let me ban him again, and maybe I'll text him. But all right, Sorry, guys. Apologies. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, something tells me we're being interfered with.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Dude,
And
that's bullshit too. How many of us are in here?
Remove him from the stream.
The Google mods have been crazy lately. They've been fucking with people's live streams a lot lately.
I'm pretty sure they booted me off earlier because there was nothing wrong. I had like full everything, and then all of a sudden my whole fucking internet went down. Like for the house, I turned it on my phone, came right back.
Hello.
But it wouldn't come on my Wi-Fi.
I hear you now, James, or not James. I hear you now.
Okay, good to go.
There we go.
All right. I don't know. I got good signal. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. I apologize. I don't know where I cut off, folks.
No, hey, I had to refresh here, man. I had to refresh my browser, my Safari browser on my phone. I can hear you at 5x5 now, man. So
Okay.
I think King James was wanting you to finish your talk, and sorry I missed that. You know my technical difficulties there, so
Yeah.
go for it, buddy.
Okay, sorry, folks. I apologize. I don't know if I don't think it was me, but anyway, StreamYard. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna, instead of going on for another 10 or 15 minutes, I'm just gonna, what's happening in a nutshell is there's a grand plan. Okay, there's a grand plan to there's a grand plan to scoop up all the, or at least between 80 and 90%. And I'm probably being conservative on that. There's a grand plan of the powers that be that control the central banks, the European Central Bank, the every or not civilized, but every structured country in the world has a central bank system modeled off the United States, London, and Switzerland, the Bank of International Settlements. Okay, so every country that's developed, what do they use the word developed, right? Every country that's developed has a central banking system. Okay, and it's all tied in. Everything goes through Switzerland, an entity called the Bank of International Settlements in Switzerland. So this is how it works. Okay, all commerce goes through the central bank system. Okay, all physical assets go through the central bank system. So every time somebody signs a mortgage document, every time somebody signs a mortgage document, gets a car loan, gets a credit card, that's commerce. Okay, it all goes through this system. Okay, when people can't meet their obligations, meet their contractual obligations, and we'll do a feed on that sometime. But when people can't meet these contractual obligations, that's called a breach of contract, a breach of commercial contract in simple terms. Okay. So what happens is the physical assets transfer back to the rightful owner. In other words, the only other party to those contracts is the lender. Some people call them third-party lenders. Some people call them loan servicers. Some people call them banks. Okay, these are all commercial entities. Okay, so what has happened in the United States? It's happened in Canada. I don't know technically if it's happened so much. Let's just say North America, okay? What's happened is when all these folks, when the current situation developed and all these folks couldn't meet their contractual obligations anymore, those physical assets shift back. Well, when you go and you go to that link that that Awake posted, the World Economic Forum, and you look at the grand plan, and then you apply what I just conveyed here, you see that it all kind of falls in place. It's a giant puzzle, and the pieces are coming together very fast, much faster than most people realize. So what's going to happen is one of the mottos you're going to see on that World Economic Forum is that you will own nothing and be happy. Okay. So this is a grand plan to recoup or scoop up all the physical assets that people once had or once thought that they had. Okay. So what does that do? That's one of my favorite words, Bill, control. Okay. So if the control of the physical assets gets shifted to people that have no contractual lien or ability to secure in anymore because they defaulted or went into forbearance, defaulted, whatever, couldn't pay their loans, whatever anymore, who's going to own all the assets? Now, I said earlier that the Foxtrot Romeo entity owns over 40% of the mortgages in this country right now. So when they come on TV and they say, the mainstream media comes on TV and says, well, what about, there's 111.6 million mortgages in this country. What are all those people going to do? That's bullshit. Okay. There are no 111.6 mortgages in this country anymore. They're called commercial assets, and they're all shifting to the control of the people that control the central banking system, London, United States, New York, and
Cayman Islands.
And the bank, yeah, well, that's offshore, offshore, sure. But it's all it's all a grand scheme. You know. So what's happening is with this grand plan is that, and they're not hiding it. They're putting it out there. They're telling people what they're going to do. Okay.
Now they're smacking us in the face with it.
Now they're smacking us in the face because look, here's the scenario. I've said this on my channel and other feeds before. Here's the scenario. Okay, folks. We're sitting here talking about liberty and freedom. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Damn straight, right? But here's the thing. Okay. Who has the control? Who has the control? You got to think of that first. Who has control? Okay. You don't have control of your house, whether you think you do or not. You don't. You don't have control of it. Your debt is signed. If you're a mortgage holder, quote, let me see, quote, mortgage holder, unquote, you don't own anything. Okay. The system has already set you up to be owning nothing and be happy because you don't. You don't own it.
No.
You do one of the simplest things somebody can do is what is called a UCC1 lien request. You can do that through banks. You can do that through Fidelity. You can do it through TD Ameritrade. Okay. You can do a UCC1 lien search on your house, your car, your RV. And what that does is it identifies in the financial system who has a first in line, first in time lien on any physical asset you think you own or you're paying for. Okay. And what many people are going to find is that instead of saying Johnny and Mary Smith, who own a house on 123 Anytime Street, don't own that because there's a commercial lien from bank of insert your bank. That's what they call a first in time, first in line lien on that home.
From someone else?
On a what?
Is that like lien from someone else or another time? Yeah. Or
Correct. That's a commercial lien that's been placed on your physical asset, your parcel of land and your physical structure of your house.
That sounds like a huge bag of shit.
Well, it's a huge Ponzi scheme. It is a huge bag of shit. Okay. But this is what happens when you walk into that bank, with your family, with your wife, with your girlfriend, with your significant other, whoever it may be. You walk in and you're so freaking excited. Holy shit, we're going to own our house, man. Sign that shit, bro. Sign it, man. Right?
Yeah.
As soon as you sign that contract, within 48 to 72 hours in the commercial realm, that document is now what they call a debt instrument. It is reassigned to a third-party lender, such as Ford Motor Credit, such as GMAC Home Financing, such as AIG Financial Services, okay? You don't know this is happening, but it's happening, okay? They're not going to disclose it to you because in that fine print of that contract that you didn't read, okay, you were just too damn excited and filled up with adrenaline, you don't know it's happening, okay? So what happens is, long story short, okay, all the physical assets, homes, RVs, bikes, whatever it is, okay, these physical assets are on the commercial market. What happens from there is it's called hypothecation, okay? That physical asset, that debt instrument contract is now hypothecated 2 times over, 4 times over, 5 times over to the lending institution, the loan servicing entity. They turn that commercial paper, that physical asset, into a money-making machine. They convert it to another commercial bond on the market, and it's sold over and over and over. Who loses?
Okay. Well, how is that even legal?
It's legal because you contracted with them to authorize them to do it.
Fuck, I did.
Yeah, you did. If you own it, okay, I don't know. Don't want to know, none of my business. But if you say you got a mortgage, this is what happens, okay? These are facts. This is not James's speculation.
No, I get it. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't personally have a mortgage.
Okay? So essentially, what happens is, who winds up with all the control?
It all goes to the top. It's the whole design, right?
Right, exactly. It's a grand plan. So, a lot of people think the World Economic Forum Great Reset is a new thing. It's not a new thing. It's been happening for decades.
Oh, shit. Yeah, they've been at this for a long time. They're getting good at it now.
Decades, okay? So, and people are just, we're doing what mommy and daddy did. We're doing what grandma and grandpa did. We're doing what we think is normal. We're getting the house with the white picket fence and the 1.867 children, and we're loving it. We're drinking our fucking Corona beer, and we're doing all that fucking shit, right?
People lost their edge, man.
We're America, man. Fuck that shit, man. Chevrolet and apple pie, motherfucker. Right?
Telling you, people lost their edge, Mouthpiece. They lost their edge, man.
So, and I'm being a little facetious here and joking around.
No, you're right. You're right.
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
People have lost their edge.
I'm trying to pay it forward here, okay? And this is not James at Mouthpiece Media being the expert on the fucking market here. This is just James, who's been in this shit for over 25 years now, okay? I've made it in a position to learn it, okay? So I'm not greater or knowledgeable than anybody else. It's just I'm well informed, okay? I'm not bragging. I'm saying here, we're in a forum. We're sharing information. We want people to know and get knowledgeable to understand what the fuck is going on around here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go back 1 second here. I'm chewing up a lot of your airtime, Bill. I'm sorry. But let's go back here. Okay. We're talking about liberty, truth, freedom, awareness, being awakened, all that good shit. Okay. So when you think about the grand plan and what's coming down the pipe, how are you going to execute? One of the biggest things I can convey to you, anybody that's here, is debt. As I said earlier, debt makes the wheels stay greased.
Right.
So as long as you think you own a house, you think you own an RV, you think you own everything you purchased on your fucking credit cards, okay? Sorry, I'm a little passionate here. But you think you own all this shit, but you don't own shit. There's commercial liens all around you, and you have no idea. So if we're talking about liberty and truth and freedom, we're a free country, man. Chevrolet and apple pie, right? Roller coasters and shit.
Deception money can buy, huh?
Let's go to fucking Niagara Falls and check it out, man. Yeah, fuck it, man. Who's got the beer, right? Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's who America is, right?
Right.
Canada is similar. They dream of things like this. We all dream of good shit like this, right? But the grand plan is that you have in the United States, well, let's just say North America. In the North American continent, as it is emulated throughout the globe now, okay, has been for decades, okay. What you have now in North America is you've got let's just say a continent, countries on this North American continent, right, that are over a barrel. They've instituted a, shall we call it a situation, okay? They've instituted a situation to put everybody over that big barrel, okay? And the only instructions you're going to get is go down to Costco, get that 48-ounce jar of lube, and lube yourself over, up, and bend over that barrel, because here it comes, okay? So if we're going to execute liberty, freedom, awareness, and all this other shit, it takes en masse. You love it, Bill, right? En masse. It takes a collective effort of people that are getting the knowledge, getting enabled, but more so connecting and forming up. I'm an ex-military guy. I'll call it a formation, okay? If we don't get this formation going hard and fast, really quick here, we are at you know, the old phrase, what's the politicians like to use, you know, you're going to throw grandma off the cliff. Yeah, well, we're all a bunch of grandmas right now, and we're getting ready to push off the cliff. That's the way it's going to break down, okay? That's a shitty euphemism, but I'm using it, okay? But that's what's happening now. So if, again, we're going to go back to liberty and freedom for a second here, okay? So if you're not positioned, if you're not connected, if you're not resourced up, if you don't have a categorization of, well, I said that pretty good, categorization of resources, skill sets, safety nets in several communities en masse around the country, you're falling off that cliff. You ain't got no lifeline. So that's why folks like Bill, Awake, myself, Albany Squirrel, you know, Skywatcher, these different forums, these different things that we're trying to do, we're trying to get it into people's heads that this is extremely fucking important, okay? There are countries around the world that wish they had what might be in the United States, what might be in Canada.
Absolutely.
They're
Absolutely.
absolutely envious of what exists in our systems here, okay? In large part because they're probably a little uninformed of how it all really works. But, okay, granted. But if we're not connected, if we're not resourced up, if we're not on the private side of commerce, and again, we're going to have to do a feed on this, Bill, Wake, whatever. We're
Yes,
going to
sir.
have to do a feed on this, okay? But if you're not connected in the private capacity, away from the debt, away from the public sector, if you don't have your networks going, you're going off that cliff. And you got a guy like King James here who's talking about what he sees on the outside. I heard him say it several times. He's on the outside looking in.
And welcome
Okay?
back. King James has integrity. And think of that word, folks, integrity.
Okay.
Yes,
You
it
know,
does.
that's
Right. But
and
he's
Canadian, right?
he's on the outside. He's on the outside of the United States looking
Right.
in. And I remember what he said last night, or somebody, I think it was Don Ash said it. If America fails, freedom dies. Okay. Well, I don't want to be, you know, the world's beacon, but America kind of like sort of is that, right? Sort of, right? Okay, we probably all agree with that, right? We all got our different
Freedom's last stand, really.
Yeah.
They chased us from Ireland and Scotland. Now we're here, and then we were here, and they fucked that up too.
Yeah.
Now we got to do it again.
Well, is it time for all of us to become William Wallace, or is it not?
MPL
Freedom! I'm there, man.
Mouthpiece, you're not finished, but so far you're doing a fantastic job explaining this.
Fuck
And
yeah,
this is what I alluded to last night. Fight the battle that's coming, not the last war. This is the battle, folks. This whole financial reset and taking your home and your pensions. Listen to what he says. I'm only going to add one thing, and I know he's going to get to it, but this is what creeps me up. It's called fractional banking. In Canada, if I put $100 in the bank, they have to keep $6 of it, and they can lend it over and over and over and over again. So that means when the banks collapse, I may say, hey, I've got $100 in the bank because it says I have. I've got $6, folks. And that's how they're going to wipe out your bank accounts through fractional banking. Now, the mortgage he's referring to, and he's spot on. You get a house, let's say $200,000 mortgage. You don't feel too bad because you're lucky and you've got money saved and you got pensions and dad left me some money and I've got $150,000 in the bank. Well, that bank, guess what? It goes to 6 cents on a dollar. Your mortgage still stays at $200,000. Try to fix it. And I'm just going to shut up. I wanted to get that point out there. This is the crisis. And sir, you're doing a fantastic job. So please continue.
Well, I want to say, King James, yeah, and
you guys,
thanks for the translation on Canada. But
hey, James, before you continue, I want to say to anybody that's watching or watches the replay here, especially for the younger people, listen to these guys. They know what they know what they're talking about. I wish I had all the knowledge that they do, but I'm learning as I go. And thank you guys. You guys teach me a lot of stuff. So
Same here, Bill.
Man, holy crap!
Learning experience, ain't it?
That's right. So go ahead, Mouthpiece. Continue,
well,
sir.
okay, I'm gonna branch off of what King James just said. Okay, in Canada, he's a 6-to-1 fractional banking. Okay, it's worse in America. It's 10-to-1. And they've protected themselves very well and enabled themselves very well to do this. So you deposit $100. The bank is only required by FDIC to retain 10% of that, which gives them the leverage of expanding it 10 times over, a 10-to-1 fractional banking in America. Okay? So you deposit $100, the bank can lend out, what is 10 times 100? Exactly. I knew you smart people knew this. 10 times 100 is $1,000. It's all fake. FFM is what I call it, fake fucking money, okay? It's fake fucking money, okay? And I got no other better explanation for it, okay? It's called fractional banking. So here we go back to liberty, freedom, debt, chains that bind, okay? As long as you stay in debt, as long as you have your 6.7 fucking credit cards in your wallet, as long as you have your 1.8 children, as long as you have the white picket fence that's mortgaged to the fucking hilt that you're going to pay on forever, as long as you say, geez, honey, we have fucking $38,000 in equity. Let's fucking get that shit, bitch. Right? Let's cash it out, man. Let's go into more debt with a home equity line of credit. The banks love that shit, right? Because you were only 3/4 in the fucking hole. Now you're about 108% in the hole, and you love it, don't you? You like it like that. You put some barbecue sauce on that shit, right? People don't realize how over leveraged they really are. So when you talk about freedom, how free are you? How free are you? Think about it. Hope I did a good job.
Mouthpiece, I hope I can get a recording of that because that's a very complex subject, ladies and gentlemen. And he did a phenomenal job. Give him a hand because I couldn't do it better myself. I'm telling you. And that's what I was trying to tell you last night. This is the battle you have to be prepared for. So you're sitting in your lovely home and you get a big mortgage on it because in America, you get to write off your interest. We don't in Canada, but they want you in debt, as he said. Well, debt's going to be what kills you in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I should shut up and listen to the master because I'm telling you, he's done a fantastic job.
You guys are awesome. If we could get you guys connected on Awake's channel or my channel or even Mouthpiece's channel, I mean, holy crap, this is bold stuff, man. And you know, hey, Mouthpiece, we can talk about this offline tomorrow, of course.
Yeah.
You know, as always, strategizing and stuff. But man, this is good shit, guys. Really appreciate.
And if I can add one more Canadian little content, my little peckerhead Prime Minister Trudeau, he gave a speech to the United Nations, and of course it's on. You know, they had it on online, and I watched it. Within 3 days, they took it down and replaced it because in the original speech, he's sitting in front of his desk, standing up, and in the new speech, he's sitting down behind the desk. Because what he did was he said very quickly, yes, we're going to support the vaccine initiatives. Number two, we're going to support the new economic rollout with the new economic cryptocurrency and the new financial reset. And then next year, we're going to bring in, and this is what I hate, the universal basic income. Because when you take that, folks, they got you. And then I thought he was going to stop. And I knew that part. I knew those three. It's the next one that I had no idea about. And then he said within a year, we're going to forgive all debt. Student loans, everything. We're going to forgive it all. But we're going to abolish private property. I couldn't believe he was saying that. And then, of course, he said, we believe the 2030, which they fast forwarded 5 years, and the end of countries. One world order. So there won't be America. There won't be Canada. It'll be a region, region 12, region 20, whatever, following all this system. And
Hunger Games, here we come.
And Mouthpiece laid it out. And I want to find his channel. I'm going to subscribe to it and I'm going to listen to him because he's one smart guy. And Trudeau said it. He was addressing the United Nations. So then guess what? They had to take it down because Big Mouth was half-assed drunk and he shouldn't have said any of that stuff. And they did. They took it all down and sanitized it. Right. Can't make this up, folks. Anyway.
And you're spot on, brother. Great job. And it's the thing is he's a puppet. We all know it. Just like our current guy at 1600's a puppet. Okay, they're all falling in line. This is the grand plan. You will own nothing and be happy. Okay, this is the way it's going to work. Now, I want to get a couple things out, if you don't mind. Okay, real quick, Bill, and a couple things.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
First of all, I want to give props, and I know she's not going to like this, but I want to give props to Awake. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I subscribe to her channel, her backup channel. I got an alert, and I go on tonight. I'm still at work. I'm driving around. I go on, and she said she's doing a pre-show. Okay. So I said, what does that mean, pre-show? Okay. And then she mentions your name. She's doing a pre-show for Bill C. Cole's live feed. Okay. Now, that's fucking fortitude right there. Okay. That's integrity. That's courage. Okay. All that good shit wrapped up in one. Now, my hat tip goes to her for doing that because that takes, it don't take this gender-wise Awake, but that takes some fucking balls to do shit like that. Okay. That's integrity. So I want to get that out there, and I want to thank her for doing that. Not many people will do that, will not have that strong of conviction, okay?
Right.
And I want to thank her for doing that.
Absolutely.
More importantly,
well, Wake's kind of like me. We don't like to promote ourselves, like, I got to get better about doing that. And like, hey, I'm going to do a live feed. So, talking to you, that's why I put out a kind of video, and I didn't really check it, but really, I appreciate it. I indebted to all of you guys for all the input you give me. So I really
Well,
do. I really appreciate
how do we move forward? What's the bottom line? How do we move forward with like minds and formidable people? We
it. Right.
do what we're doing right fucking now. This is where we start. Okay? We have to build these formidable cages around ourselves, our communities. We have to step up to the plate. And I thank you for using that theme because, we talk offline a lot.
Yes, sir.
We counsel each other, we share ideas, we do all this shit. Okay, great. But we're strategizing, we're thinking, how do we do this? How do we connect people? And one of my favorite words is build. Okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
we get people, formidable minds, people that are here, and that I'm just going to blanket throw this out there. Everybody in this fucking forum right now is a fucking formidable mind,
Yep.
whether they realize it or not. They're a fucking formidable mind.
Amen.
So how do we convert? I know you love these words, Bill. How do we convert what we're doing here into an en masse community? How do we do this? We do this by collaborating, by sharing, by getting the input, by chatting, by whatever else. But we got to keep this fucking ball rolling here. Okay?
Right.
I don't care what fucking country you're in. I don't care what color your skin is, your ethnicity. We got to keep this fucking ball rolling here, because
This has to be worldwide.
yeah, but
This can't be just. I mean, we have to settle this shit. This shit has to. This is a worldwide fight, and if we just stop in America, it's going to continue till it comes back to America.
But see,
This is everywhere already. I know that's like thinking really big, but seriously, it's everywhere. And I'm not saying that it's on our back.
Hold on a second. Do think big. You cannot say this is too big for me. You gotta, if you're thinking big, put it out there. That's no excuses. If you think big,
think about it. Think about it on a world scale, because that's what this is.
Right.
This isn't just us.
It's gotta start from a small place, right?
Look at all the shit, B-Trick and all that. And them guys over across the pond, they got it rough. I mean, hell, there's some authoritarian shit going on in Britain.
Yeah.
Italy's got troops in the streets. They've locked them all down. Curfews back again, like they had last March. Australia is a fuck up.
Dirty shit going on all over, And it's got to be a worldwide effort to stomp this out. It's not, and I mean, those numbers are astronomical when you think worldwide of people who want to be free, opposed to the people that are on the top. I mean,
hey, what country in this world, though, Patriot, has always been the light, that shines on the rest of the world. That's why we need to unite as Americans to show an example, show integrity to the rest of the world, man. I mean,
I think it definitely would show integrity to reach out to him. I mean, honestly, we wouldn't have won, or we wouldn't even won the Revolutionary War if it wasn't for rebellion and if it wasn't for France. I hate to say it.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
As much as I hate to say that, no offense, France. I don't know you that well, to be honest, I guess, but honestly, I guess it's just what I was taught. So,
But if I may add one thing before I go, is that, and I'm so glad I stayed. I was going to go, but I'm so glad I stayed and had a chance to meet this wonderful gentleman, and he condensed it in a wonderful summary. And I know he's got so much more to say because, look, guys, I've been studying this for 10 years, and it just, first of all, yeah, they've been talking about it for 10 years. It's out there. They're not trying to hide anything. You just got to go know where to find it. But the thing I wanted to say to you is that right now, everybody's hung up about wearing a mask and the vaccines, and it's serious. It is. But if you tell people, well, we want to talk about your economic future. The pension you have, you may not have any. That house you have, you may not own it. So that's 2. And then the 3 thing we have to talk to them later on is this whole thing, they're going to come and offer you free money. Universal basic income. Well, nothing's free, folks. You take that universal basic income and you've taken the biggest jump to communism, as you call it. I call it fascism, but we're arguing over labels. You ever saw. But you know as well as I do.
Did you know that they're actually trying to control, like, whether or not you're actually in custody of your own children?
Exactly.
They're putting that in question, and I just had to add that to the things that they're trying to control, because that really pisses me off. It doesn't scare me, but I don't.
Well,
I don't ever want to have to deal with that. I'll tell you that right now.
You guys are wonderful guys and gals. You're wonderful people.
Think about that.
Albany, listen, honey. I wish I had your passion at your age. Mine came later in life.
Yep.
Okay, but you just nail it. And I apologize because my generation fucked it up for your generation. I know you're 20s.
I agree with that. Man,
okay.
Yep.
However, I can say how it happened is because we thought we wanted to leave this, like, you have an easier life than we had. That's what we did. We thought, oh, we'll give her all this and we'll do that and we'll put us all in debt. It'll get paid somehow. But look what we did. We left her generation, and I know she's old enough to have children, be my grandchildren. We screwed them royally. And folks, it's up to us to get it back. We've got to make this right again. But
quit
the message,
the carrot on the stick.
Fight the next war. Don't fight the one before. So guys, I gotta go because I'm quarter to 4 here my time. So I have 6 o'clock comes too early for me. So guys, thank you, and gals.
No.
Mr. Cole, thank you for inviting us.
And get in touch with Mouthpiece Media somehow. You guys need to connect here. I mean,
you give me a link, and I'm going to follow his channel. And Awake, I want to thank you. She's not here. I want to thank her because if it wasn't her, I would never know enough to come here. So, Awake, thank you.
Channel without her, so I'll give credit.
Hey, King James, it was a pleasure, brother.
Yeah, always, and you too. And just stay safe, stay focused. One thing I'll say. It's not going to sound right. Fear is a good thing because it makes you sharp, but you can't let it take you over. You can't let fear, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. You're still in charge, and remember one key thing. You're 330 million of you, 38 million in Canada, so 370 million of us. They're only about 10 million. I doubt there even be 10 million of them. Probably 3 or 4 million. And a bunch of hanger-ons. That's the reality they don't want us to know. There's a lot more of us that want to keep America great, keep Canada the way she was. And remember what I told you. America was divinely created. Only one other country in the history of mankind was created the way you were, and it's Rome, because you're born with basic, inevitable rights built into you from your Constitution. You are free people, and I'm going to say it again. You have the right to pursue happiness and liberty. That is your given right that no one can take away from you.
We're free people that are all about to be outlaws because of these.
Have a great day, guys. And Mouthpiece, thank you so much. Thank you. I couldn't do it. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother. And looking forward to more collaboration, more communications with you, man.
We will, brother.
One other thing I want to add to you. I know very little, but I just want to throw this out there. That's verboten. This verboten in U.S. Pharma is B17, and for your situation. Okay, I don't want to say anything else more than that, but I think you get where I'm going.
Yeah.
B17 and sour apricot kernels. Okay?
Can you say that again? I didn't get the last part. Sour what?
Sour apricot kernels.
Thank you.
Okay?
Have a good day, pal. Thanks for the advice.
But research B17, man. It's
I
that's all
will.
I'm gonna say on here. Because
Got it right here. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.
brother.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir.
See you later, King
Great
James.
job, Bill. Great job.
Good night,
Thank
brother.
you. I appreciate it. But hey, let's. I'm gonna probably end this real quick here. 2 hours and 19 minutes in here. Thanks for everybody showing up. Let's get connected. And there's 3 people on this panel that I'm connected with. Let's get some shit done, right? And there's no
Sure.
excuses anymore. There's no excuses.
Great
And
feed, man. Great feed.
go to Wake's channel, and come to my channel. Go to Mouthpiece's channel, where we're going to talk about serious shit. We're not going to talk about what's going on with the Chauvin trial or rainbows and unicorns or something. We're going to try to build this out, and appreciate everybody being here. Everybody that came up on the panel is formidable people, and let's roll. And it doesn't have to be here. It could be on Awake's channel. We're just gonna try to build this out, and there's show integrity every day. With your commitment to liberty and freedom in the United States of America. I mean, it's amazing that we have to have a Canadian come in here and kick us in the ass. I mean,
Yeah,
how sad is
no
that,
doubt.
man? It's sad, man. It's sad. But King
The
James,
reality checker.
great guy. And he needs to get in contact with Mouthpiece Media because, holy crap, can you imagine a live stream with just the 2 of them together?
Holy
Woo!
shit.
Man, that would be awesome. So, but
Yeah, it would.
appreciate everybody taking their time out of their day, and shows integrity to me. It's like, it's good stuff, man. Let's save America. Let's hang on a second. Let me check media. Okay. Hang on a second.
Wolverines.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm freaking tired as shit. I didn't get like more than like 2 hours sleep last night. So, hey, thank you for coming up on the panel, and you know how to get in touch with me, Patriots Patriot. So,
Oh yeah, I'll be in touch. I try not to bug you too much.
yeah,
You
that's all
sent me
right.
that link earlier. I couldn't help but talk to you while I was watching it.
Yeah, that's all
Now
right.
that really stirs some stuff. But then you think about it, like when I really think about that, like watching that Reagan thing, I'm just like, man, I almost feel like that was stage 2.
Well,
Like
it could have been. I mean, it's politics, but I mean, there's some good stuff in there.
I mean, as far as his way to the White House, I mean that's a fucking shoo-in. That speech, I mean, that stole the deal
that
easily.
was in the '60s, dude.
Yeah. If that was before he was president, that sold the deal of him being president,
Yeah, could have been.
And it also probably got him shot at, just like Kennedy.
Yeah, right.
Because seriously, I mean, they're talking about the same stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Start talking about that new world order and this and that, and then bullets start flying at you.
Yep.
Or you accidentally die or accidentally kill yourself.
Exactly. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna end the stream. If you guys want to talk, I'll end the stream and then we can talk privately. If you want to stay on, Patriots Patriot. Thanks Awake for letting me know we can do
I'll
that.
stay on a minute.
Kind of like a StreamYard kind of thing, but it's always good. Thanks for showing up, guys. Liberty, freedom, United States of America, man. Let's do it. Let's get this shit done.